Genesis 2:18, it says, I'll make him a helper suitable for him. It's a beautiful word. It means to aid and to assist. And I know your life is busy with all your responsibilities, especially at this time of your marriage. But help him because he needs help. He needs encouragement. He needs aid. Proverbs 31 says, she does him good and not evil all the days of her life. She works with her hands in delight. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the future. She's hopeful. She's helpful. Secondly, respect him. Ephesians 5:33 says, let the wife see to it that she respect her husband. This is a key to his heart, even when he doesn't deserve it. Respect his place and his position. Thirdly, willingly submit to him. Ephesians 5:22 says, wives, be subject to your own husbands, as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church. That's a mystery. But there's a lot of decisions that you'll make in life. And many of them you'll just make on your own. They're not, and he'll make many. But there'll be times where you have to make decisions together. And that's when God asks you to submit to his, if his will is different than yours. The Apostle Peter adds, don't let your beauty be merely external, but let it be the hidden person of the heart, with a gentle and quiet spirit, which is precious in the sight of God. This time we're going to have Pastor Henry going to come and share a thought with Brad.
I believe I was not given a microphone because it was assumed I had nothing to share. So apologize if I am trying to reach the back road. I apologize to you for screaming at you. Many months ago, Joey and Christine walked into my office, and I thought they were intoxicated. So I've seen it. They were so cute together. It was amazing. And if it just had to do with cuteness, I just should have just told them, you can go. You got it. And there was so much in love. There was no doubt about that. But eventually, in about 5 minutes, it came to the fact that it wasn't about being cute or even in love. The question became for the three of us, are you ready to trust God? Are you ready to begin to live a life together? Him being the one who's in control, guiding you, the one that you built your home and life upon. As Dana has done, for literally months, we went over these passages that he talked about. And each one of them challenged Christine and Joey. I know that. To this day, they challenge me after 29 years. I believe that they would be willing for me to share with you that of the hundreds of couples that I've spoken to before marriage, that I have never, ever been witness to God speaking more audibly to us during those times. Not only in his word, but even in our conversations, there was a steady supply of goosebumps. I believe that God was preparing them specifically for a life together, serving God. And this lifetime of service goes beyond hormones, feelings, church attendance, Bible memorization. It goes as deeply as a human being can go. During our times together, I had the privilege of sharing a little story. While usually everything that happens in my office stays in my office, I'm going to tailor this little story so that no one will be embarrassed in any way. And many of you know this little story that I'm about to say. It's a story about a man about 150 years ago. He came to America and he wanted to start a business, and his business was on a high wire act. What he decided to do was string the high wire across Niagara Falls. And he began to walk across it back and forth, singing and dancing. And eventually, if you know the story, which is a true story, many people began to gather at both sides of the falls. And as the days and weeks progressed, huge crowds came to see this. One day, he addressed a huge crowd and said, "How many people believe that I can take this wheelbarrow across the falls?" And everybody said, "Absolutely, no doubt." And what he did was he went right across, came back again, did this 5 or 10 times. Then he turned to the crowd and said, "Do you still believe I can do this?" Everybody said, "There's no doubt." Then he said to the crowd, "Who's willing to get in?" I want you to know not one was willing to get in. We had been talking about faith and trust in God at the time, and for some crazy reason, and I believe God inspired this, he asked me to ask them the question, well, what if you were in a wheelbarrow, and if you're married a two-seater, trusting God, and then all of a sudden, God allowed the wheelbarrow to go upside down. What would you do? What would cause that to happen in your life? Can you think of anything? Well, they sat there for a while, then they came up with situations that, if that happened, that would be like the wheelbarrow going upside down. They remember, I remember, now you'll know that within hours of us talking about that, it happened. The world felt like it was turning upside down. This particular story reminds me of a story in the Bible, a story about faith.